What's up, everybody? Gotta say, Ashe, Pashe, Basson, Passe, Una Capa, Respecta, Kuala La Qua. You know how we do it. Big Country House. Welcome to Big Country House, everybody. You know, we will be exposing the fake spiritualists this season, so stay tuned, y'all. All right, everybody. Welcome to Big Country House. Make sure y'all tap the screen, shut it live. You know, I'm bringing an awareness to the phone went off, so you know I'm not lying. Fake people in the communities, fake spiritualists in the community. And I know we're supposed to remain positive at all times, but it's a few people on Bigo that I've noticed that are not real, so I will be taking their souls. And I know exactly how to pull on the plumb line to get what I need done, because I'm just tired of the fakeness. You know, you got people giving to people and doing things on their panels and teaching about spells, and they don't know what they're doing because they're not manifesting. Once I see a person do spells and they manifest, then that's different. Once I see a person do spells and they manifest, that's different. You know, but once I don't see any manifestations and people are working for somebody and they don't want to work for themselves, they good support, and I understand that they may be a great support, but to overcharge and not help people, my question is this: if I don't have money, will you still help me? Because I don't need it. But what about the people who need disease reversals and they can't afford it? And I mean, I think that needs to be exposed, because some things have came up across on my file that we understand that I would like to see what's up. And I think people are not aware of the spiritual conscious community, and they don't tend to pay attention to it a little bit. But you need to be able to defend your position, your title, and your rank in the physical world and in the spiritual world as well. And if you have rank in the spiritual world, you need to defend it, be able to defend it on the physical world, because I've always been tested. So this is the episode of Job. So this week, we're going to call this episode Job. And so what I'm doing is I'm bringing awareness to the false representation of my craft on social media. Peace to the gods, and I love myself. You know what I'm saying? You already know. We got a mission. I understand my assignment. You know. So one person that I want to talk about is, we're not going to bring up his name currently, but I do have a video where this person has not paid rent with the person they were staying with, and they haven't answered any questions. And I would like to find that person he was talking to. So, you know, Alkaline University, I do believe that is a gatekeeper, and we are going to find out for sure, because I've seen how you interact with people who don't have money, and I think your attitude just little needs to be adjusted. So I really appreciate it. Y'all tune in, tap in. We're going to be airing on Bigo December 16th at 8 o'clock p.m. I don't know what is this? Central Standard Time, Bigo? I mean, what is it? Because it's just not fair. It's just not fair how I have to be authentic and everybody else can't. What time zone are we in? Central Standard Time. So, Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here. Shout out to Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Magic City. Love y'all. But yes, the fakeness needs to be exposed from the alkaline man who teaches reversal diseases and said that multiple sclerosis is a disease that can be reversed. So I would like to ask Google and myself, because he would not help this man because he didn't have $40. So, what is the disease reversal for multiple sclerosis?
While there's no cure for multiple sclerosis yet, current treatments slow the disease's progression. New research shows promise in reversing symptoms and repairing nerve damage in mice, suggesting future therapies could potentially turn back the clock on nerve damage. For medical advice or a diagnosis, consult a professional.
So, is Alkaline a professional? Did Dr. Sebi find a cure for multiple sclerosis? Did Dr. Sebi find a cure for nerve reversal? So there's information that you can find out on your own that you don't need to pay to join that class, because he is selling the information that's already been made. And he's doing that, I guess, for whatever reason, but I just don't think it's right how he talks to people that doesn't have money. And there should be a way for them to have holistic healing as well. If they need it and the product works, you need to work something out with them people to make them, let them afford that product to work. You know what I mean? You don't have to let everybody know what you're doing. And I know you don't do that because I've heard how you talk to other people who call. So people need to study the information and channel Dr. Sebi on their own. And that way you don't have to pay these high prices that people are talking about if you can do the work yourself. As I always stated, even in the Holy Quran, the deaf, dumb, and blind is a real thing. And I believe that might be in El Baqarah, but don't quote me in that if I'm not mistaken. I would ask Google. What chapter is the section of El Baqarah in with the deaf, dumb, and blind? No, not bad. Don't answer that. Where is the deaf, dumb, and blind mentioned in the Holy Quran?
The Quran mentions deaf, dumb, and blind in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verses 18 and 171, and in other verses, such as 2 to 171, 5 to 71, and 7 to 64. These verses describe a spiritual state of rejecting truth, not physical limitations, referring to those who are unresponsive to God's guidance.
Alright, so we do have on file here, and I would play it, but we're going to save it for the... Should we? We'll save this. We're going to save this for when we can get an interview and ask him. Because he's running from me, he won't talk to me, he won't give me an interview. So he called me lazy as well. Because I was asking him questions, he called me lazy. So I'm glad that I didn't have my wife pay for his class and sign up for his class, because I feel like if you can't meet somebody and talk to them and you sending them money and paying them money and they treating you like that live, that's a whole nother meaning. That's a whole nother difference. So he will be the soul that we snatch for his disrespectfulness. Peace to the gods. I love myself.